Hey everyone, Mister here, French producer. Not the typical video today, not what I'm used to. Long story short, I did a template for Launch Control MK3 from Novation to control the Digis and the Digitone like a DJ mixer but on steroids. I did it using a complex MIDI programming software called Bome. It's so far the most powerful and versatile setup I ever had to use. I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video so you can download the Bome file and the CZX for the launch control. I'm also working on a 16 pattern version of it, so you can save scenes, you can save snapshots of every pattern, and it's not stable enough right now, so I'll keep everyone updated, and when it's ready I'm gonna post it so you can download it as well. But so far let's focus on the one pattern version of it, and let's dive right into it. Here we are with the Digitakt, the Digitone and the launch control. There's a lot of things to cover, so I'll try to make it as short as possible. Before we talk about how those three are working together, I think I have to explain you how I'm using the Digitakt and the Digitone, what is my workflow on the boxes. First, let's talk about the MIDI setup. Inside Bome, very important, you don't send MIDI inside Bome using the MIDI router. Otherwise, you will have like raw MIDI from the launch control that's gonna override the MIDI from the translators. There's a MIDI cable going from the out of the Digitakt to the in of the Digitone. I use it to send the clock, the transport and the program change on the channels, so it's track 14 in MIDI channel 14, etc., 13 to 13, etc. 15 is off, I use it for FX control, and 16 is off. I use it to have a program change out on the Digitakt and program change in on the Digitone. Also, one very powerful thing with the Digitakt and the Digitone is that you can set up modulation macros, like the mod wheel, for example, or breath control or aftertouch, and you can set parameters to react to MIDI CC input. For example, on the Digitone, on this synth, if I open, let me open the filter as well. You can have a very different sound, an evolving sound, and that's very interesting. I'm talking about this because I'm using them a lot in my workflow. The way I work is that modulation wheel is the main modulation source. It's where the sound changes the most. And aftertouch I use for filters. So for example, on this vocal, I put a filter quite low, and if I use the aftertouch now, it's gonna open the filter, like so. On every track on both boxes, aftertouch is used for the filter. Modulation wheel is the main modulation, and breath control is connected to this knob, and it's my wash effects. So as you can see, I close the high pass filter, I put a lot of delay and reverb on the track, and when you use it with all the tracks, it gives you like a big wash effect that is very, very great to create some tension and movement in the track. Now let's talk about track configuration. I always use the same configuration for all my setup, for all my tracks. It fits with my workflow. I mainly do house, techno and ambient, so it suits it well, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you that way. Maybe you don't use so much vocals, maybe you don't need that many synths, but I mean, you can think things to work your way starting from this setup. But so 1 is kick, 2 is clap or snare, 3 is open hat, 4 is close hat, 5 and 6 are percussions, 7 is a ride, 8 is a fill clap, 9 is for the synth bass, 10 is a synth, 11 as well, 12 as well, and 13 and 14 are vocals. Here you have 2 static tracks. They are here, so it's not impacted by the filters and stuff from the launch control. Now for the Digitone, I work a lot with layers, so 1 is bass and 9 as well. They work together, and they work together with the launch control as well. And 2 to 6 are synth as well, and 7, 8, 15, 16 are static tracks. So 10 to 14 they work with the synth right above them. So that's it for the workflow and the configuration of Digitakt and Digitone. Now, the launch control. Let's focus a bit on the effects. Green is the reverb, and this knob is for the decay. There's a min and a max on it. You can't go too high and too low. This is a high pass filter control and a low pass filter control. Okay. And this knob is an opener, so when I turn it, it's gonna open the decay and the high pass filter together. So you get a nice open sound like this. See, much more longer reverb. Same principle with the delay right under it. So you have feedback. Same, you cannot go above 95 to avoid positive feedback and killing your ears and your monitors. You have high pass filter knob, low pass filter knob, and same an opener that's gonna open the feedback and that's gonna open the filters. So you get a longer delay. This one is a combination of those two, so it's gonna open the delay and the reverb at the same time. Next to the FX block, we have a filter for the drums, so channel 2 to 7 on Digitakt. As you can see, it's moving on every channel, and you can reset it here. This is very fun and very powerful to use. Very fun to use. Next to it we have a DJ filter, like you can filter everything on every track. And you can reset it here as well. Nice. This sends sample rate redux to all the tracks. This sends mod wheel to all the tracks. In a way you can use it like the fader in the octo track, because like you can change the sound a lot and give like very different flavor to everything with this knob if you set it well with the modulation macros. Then this knob sends after touch to all the tracks that are not here, so it's for secondary synth and stuff. This is the wash effect. It's a high pass and it's delay and reverb send to all the tracks. Let's listen. Works a lot and very well with this one. Then we have sample rate redux only for the drums, the bass filter controlling 9, 1 and 9, the 2 filters of the Digitakt, the 2 filters of the main synth of the Digitone, and the 2 filters of the vocals of the Digitakt. Then we have these 5 first faders. They control mod wheel for those groups. Orange is kick, purple is bass, yellow is drum, cyan is synth, and green is vocal. I don't use those two. If you have any idea about how I can use them, please feel free to comment so I can try to put it in the setup. Then we have the global mutes here for the groups, so you can remove kick, you can remove the drum, you can remove the synths, you can remove the vocals and the bass. And now we have the filter excluder and the mod wheel excluder. Let me explain. This button here is a reset all. It will put everything back to the initial state. So let's see how it works. I'm gonna move the filters, I'm gonna move the wash effect, etc. and you will see how it sets everything back. So, as you can see, you can create a lot of tension and set everything back with this knob, which is very powerful. But sometimes you want your filters to, those filters here, not to be set back with this knob, so you push it. And now, when I reset all, it keeps the filters open. And you have same thing with the mutes, because without it, mutes are gonna go back. But if I keep my mutes out of the reset, it will not go back, which is, and both can work together. But the thing is, this knob is a reset all, so you can very quickly go back to initial state in any situation. Because if you have like those selectors on, if you have mutes and like a non-filter, it's a bit like tricky to push those two, remove this one, repush this one. This will reset everything back, so it's getting ready, and when you push it again on the kill all, it will reset everything. Now, why is this DJ mixer on steroids for this row? These are, I call them selector, but in a way they kind of work the opposite. They are more excluders. When you push it, it turns red, which means it's on, and it means that those tracks are not going to be impacted by the effects here. So for example, I can decide that anything but the drums are sen in the wash, and let's listen. Or let's say I only want the vocal to and synth not to be impacted by the filter of the DJ. See, you can get so nice flavors. So that's it. As you can see, it's very powerful, it's very flexible, and you can have so much fun with only one pattern. There you go, guys. That's the setup. I'm aware there's some limitation. I'm aware like it's made for my workflow. I'm aware it may not suit yours. You can change the colors and you can change the positionment of the faders and of the encoders, but don't change the CC numbers because it's gonna mess up everything. I hope you'll have no problem with the download, with the setup. If you do, just reach me via mail or on YouTube, and I'll try to help you fix it. Other than that, have fun doing music this way, and see you soon with the update for the 16 pattern version.